So the next topic I will discuss while loop and do while loops. What are the differences between while loop and do while loop? In this video session I will explain. So in the last video session I have discussed complete picture of for loop, like initialization, condition checking, body of the loop execution. Okay, so how many times the body of the loop is executed, what is the initialization part, what is the condition part, everything I have shown in the last video. So in this video I am going to cover this while condition and while loop and do while loop. Okay, so what are the differences between while loop and do while loop? Just I will discuss that point mainly. So after discussion of while loop and do while loop, just I will discuss programs on for loop, while loop and do while loops. So this is a syntax of while loop: while, condition, body of the loop. Okay, condition. After condition, next you have to put what? This is opening brackets. Finally you have to write what? Closing brackets. So closing, opening bracket and closing bracket. So in between opening bracket and closing bracket, the body of the loop is required. Body of the loop will be executed. So when one example I can take here, just you take one example. Suppose I want to print DURGASOFT message for 10 times. Okay. So like in for loop, so initialization need not be done here. Initialization must be defined at starting level. I equal to 1 while I is less than or equal to 10 while just I want to print printf say I equal to I plus 1. The same loop I will implement with do while loop, same condition, same program. So here I equal to 1, do, there is no condition here. Body of the loop is printf DURGASOFT. Here also is to make DURGASOFT. And after printing, say I equal to I plus 1, closing bracket, just use u while I is less than or equal to 10. And in case of for loop, that will be like this: I equal to 1, I is less than or equal to 10, I equal to I plus 1. I equal to I plus 1. Next, printf say DURGASOFT. I equal to I plus 1 is not required here because already we have written over here. So this is first loop, this is second, and this is third using do while loop. Now the thing is, just I will compare these three types of loops. See, in case of for loop, as we have discussed in the last video session, this is called initialization. So this is condition checking. So whenever condition becomes true, whenever the test is true, so test or condition. So it's true, what happens here? The body of the loop will be executed. So that will be executed. So what happens here? Just you look at this condition, whether 1 is less than or equal to 10. So since condition is true, what happens here? The body of the loop will be executed. By this what happens here? The message called DURGASOFT is printed. So after printing a DURGASOFT message, what happens here? Control comes to this part. So this part, what happens here? I is equal to I plus 1 statement will be executed. So after execution of I is equal to I plus 1 statement, just it is going to check this condition once again, whether 2 is less than or equal to 10. Okay, since 2 is less than or equal to 10, what happens here? The message DURGASOFT is printed for next time. Okay, so after printing the DURGASOFT message, again what happens here? Once again incrementing is done. Next, condition checking, incrementing, condition checking, incrementing, condition checking. Like this, the body of the loop will be executed. Okay, till condition is true. So whenever condition is false, what happens here? Automatically the loop will be exited. Okay. That means in case of for loop, what we are going to do? Initialization, condition checking, and I is equal to I plus 1. So these three lines So these three parts we are writing on the same line. Means I is equal to 1, this is initialization, I is less than or equal to 10, this is condition, I is equal to I plus 1. Okay, same things, same three parts I am combining into one statement. And when coming to while loop, just you look at the while loop. So here initialization must be done before condition statement. Okay, before condition statement, initialization must be done. That is I equal to 1. Next, just you look at the condition. The control is going to check for the condition, whether 1 is less than or equal to 10 or not. Now since 1 is less than or equal to 10, 1 is less than or equal to 10, this is true, what happens here? The DURGASOFT message will be printed. So after printing DURGASOFT message, what happens? Control comes to the next line. So what is the next line here? I is equal to I plus 1 line will be executed. So by I is equal to I plus 1, what happens here? I is equal to 2, I becomes 2. So once again the condition is executed, the condition will be tested. So here I value becomes 2. Since 2 is less than or equal to 10, condition is true, what happens? Once again control comes to loop, DURGASOFT message will be printed for second time. Like that, the DURGASOFT message will be printed for how many times here? 10 times, because the difference between initialization value and ending value is 10. So in between 1 and 10, the DURGASOFT message will be printed. Okay, so one more point you have to observe here. Before the control is going to execute body of the loop, it checks the condition. Means pre-testing. Okay, pre-testing is done in case of while loop. Means for execution of body of the loop, the condition must be true. And whenever the condition is true, then only the body of the loop is executed. So this is called as what? Pre-test. Pre-test. Pre-test means in advance the condition will be checked. So whenever the condition is true, then only body of the loop is executed. Otherwise, the body of the loop will not be executed. So that is the reason it is called as a pre-testing loop. Okay. So when coming to do while loop, see what is happening here. So here condition, where I have written condition? Condition I have written at the bottom part. There is no condition over here. There is no condition over here. That means when I is equal to 1, what happens here? Without checking any condition, directly the flow of execution will be coming to this DURGASOFT message. DURGASOFT. This message will be printed. Okay. So this message will be printed. What happens here? It is going to print DURGASOFT. DURGASOFT is printed. After that, what happens here? I value equal to incremented. I value will be incremented by 1. So that what happens here? It is going to check this condition here bottom, at the bottom, whether 2 is less than or equal to 10. So then what happens here? Since condition is true, what happens? The body of the loop will be executed for second time. Okay, next I is equal to I plus 1. 3. Like this, the body of the loop will be executed for how many times here? 10 times. Okay. So as the condition parts, we are going to write at the bottom of the body of the loop, at the ending of do while loop. So this is called as what? Post condition. Post check or post condition. So this is pre-test, this is post test. Post test. That means even condition is false, the body of the loop will be executed for at least one time. Suppose just you think of a message. I will write like this. I is equal to 11. I is equal to 11. I may say do printf say DURGASOFT within double quotes, just use close, and within this just write I is equal to I plus 1 while I is less than or equal to 10. I may write like this. Okay, at the end of while statement, semicolon is mandatory, but in while loop there is no semicolon. Semicolon must not be given. Okay, so here while I is less than or equal to 10 means what happens? Initially I value equal to 11. This is 11. So when 11, without checking any condition, DURGASOFT message will be printed. After that, what happens? I is equal to I plus 1 means I becomes 12. Okay, for 12 it is going to check the condition whether 12 is less than or equal to 10. Okay, whether 12 is less than or equal to 10. Condition is it true or false? Condition is what here? Condition is completely false. Okay, so in such case what happens here? Simply the body of the loop will be ignored. The body of the loop will not be executed. Means as the condition part we have written at the end, no condition will be checking over here. Okay, without checking any condition, automatically the body of the loop will be executed randomly. Okay, So that is why this is called as post test and this is called as pre-test. Pre-test and post-test. Okay. And in which cases the do while loop will be executed. So in data structures like programming, so at least we want to execute the body of the loop for at least one time, irrespective of condition. Even though condition is false, so there is some necessary to execute the body of the loop at least for one time. So in such cases, we may go for do while loop. So always remember that do while loop is what? Post test, post checking. And whereas while loop is what? This is completely pre-test. Means before executing the body of the loop, test is performed. So when test is true, then only body of the loop is executed. Here there is no checking. Without checking any condition, directly control will be coming to this body of the loop that will be executed for first time, and after that body of the I value is incremented. Then for second time execution, what happens? It is going to check the condition. Okay. So here 3 means your condition is true. So in this case, what happens here? Condition is false. So when condition is false, what happens here? Immediately the body of the loop will be executed. Sorry, body of the loop is exited, not executed. Okay, so there is no chance of execution of body of the loop. Completely body of the loop is terminated. Body of the loop is exited. So this is regarding for loop, while loop and do while loop. Now just I will explain 3 types of loops are there here. Okay. So 3 types of loops, in which case, in which occasion we have to use which kind of loop. Okay. Just I will discuss that in a brief manner. So if you want to execute a particular statements for finite number of times, known times. Okay. If you want to execute the body of the loop for a limited number of times, known times, especially known times, means I know the number of times the body of the loop is execution. So in such case, we are going to use for loop. Okay. So there is a known condition. There is a known condition in which I want to execute the body of the loop for how many times here? Known times. When the condition is known, so when the number is known, so just you go for loop. So when the number is unknown, okay, that means many times, it may be 5 times or 10 times, 30 times, 50 times, then you can use while loop. And what is the do while loop here? As the condition part is not there in the entry part of the loop, okay, and when you want to execute the body of the loop at least for one time, irrespective of condition checking, then you go for do while loop. Okay, so this is for known times, known number of times. This is for unknown number of times of the body of the loop execution. So this is irrespective of condition checking. At least you want to execute the body of the loop for one time, then you use do while loop. Okay, so these are the different categories. Depending upon your requirement, you may use either for loop or while loop or do while loop. So this is a comparison among for, while and do while loops. Your initialization is not required. Directly you can do over here. I equal to 1, I is less than or equal to 5, I plus plus. Just I will take loop from 1 to 5. Just to print a message. Printf DURGASOFT. Finally, you write get ch. Just have a look. Just I will execute this line by line. CL or SCR. Yes, you save it with the .c extension. Save. Okay, just you execute it. See, in between 5 times are printed. DURGASOFT 5 times, because my loop condition is I equal to 1, I is less than or equal to 5. And next one is just the same program I will do with while loop. I equal to 1, here initialization. Just to make a condition, I is less than or equal to 5. I equal to I plus 1. No errors. Just to look at, I will execute this program step by step. I is less than or equal to 5. I equal to I plus 1. Now I becomes 2. Now again, it is checking the condition whether 2 is less than or equal to 5. Since 2 is less than or equal to 5, control comes to loop. See, like this. The loop is repeated in between body of the loop and condition. Like this. See, after I becoming 6, the control has come out. See, once again I will show. I equal to 1. Now since I is, the condition is true. 1 is less than or equal to 5. What happens here? DURGASOFT is printed. I is equal to I plus 1. Next condition check. Next I is equal to I plus 1. Condition check. I is less than or equal to 5. Like this. Okay. Now it is printed. DURGASOFT has printed 10 times. Now the same program I will do with do while loop .c. Do while, here at the end I will write while I is less than or equal to 5, okay. Just to look at again, the body is loop, the body of the loop is repeated for 5 times. Now I will show the body of the loop execution even condition is false. Suppose I may give I equal to 11. For I equal to 11, see what happens. I may give like this. I is less than or equal to 10. Actually condition is false. Even condition is false, what happens? The body of the loop is executed for 1 time. Just you look at Alt F5. DURGASOFT has printed 1 time because that is do while loop. Even condition is false, the body of the loop has executed 1 time because the condition checking part is at bottom of the loop. It is not at entry level. It is because it is post test. Okay, like this the mechanism of for loop, while loop and do while loop will be different. Different means in the case of known and unknown values, the execution will be same. Just to save it. Here in the place of DURGASOFT, just you can place any message also. Just I will put the message. Any message you can print, or you can specify I value also. Just you write I value. Change the condition so that you will be able to print I value. Now I will write percentage D, say I. Now you have printed what, 1 to 10 numbers. So same thing I can print by using while loop also, as a for loop also. Any loop you can take. For initialization, for I loop, for loop, initialization is done in the first statement. For I equal to 1, I is less than or equal to 5, I plus plus. Include std io.h void main integer I equal to, I should declare the I value, just to make CLR is here. For integer, I equal to 1, I is less than or equal to 10, I plus plus. Just I will print a message, or otherwise take I value, backslash n, percentage D, say I. Change the extension to .c. For .c. CLR is here. Okay, 1 to 10 numbers. So same thing I will do with while loop. While I is less than or equal to 10. So initially I will give I value to 1. Now within the body of the loop, clearly you have to write I is equal to I plus 1. One to 10. Just to look at this example, in the do while loop, I will make initial I made the I value to 11. Now see what happens. Here I will write while I is less than or equal to 10. See what is happening here. Initially I equal to 11 means condition false. So when condition false, what happens here? Even though the body of the loop will be executed for one time. See 11 has printed. Okay, so this is because the condition is tested at the bottom of the loop, at the end. So what happens? Body of the loop is executed for one time at least.